Alright, man, depending on what kind of person you are, you might take this the wrong way. You might take this in a good way. So, hopefully, you take this in a good way and in a positive way. I'm hoping. Anyway, hey guys. Okay. Just decided to take the phone out, make a quick recording. Okay. Like I said at the start, how you take this is going to be dependent on your mindset. This will reflect a lot on your mindset. Okay. I think a couple of days ago, I made a very, very intense emotional video, and I'm in the room of my house right now where I made that video. And every time I fall, I learn something new and I keep moving forward. Every time you freaking fall in life, even in this journey and in life in general, it's not a big deal. Just get the hell up and go learn and move forward. Don't spend too much time on the floor, okay? It's not an easy journey coming away from this thing, especially if you've been doing it for many years. It's if you've been doing this for more than 3 years, man, this is ingrained in your DNA, inside your your neuro pathways. So don't kill yourself like me when I can't get over this thing overnight. It's not how it works, okay? If I told you to stop eating, will that just be a sudden thing for you? No, because it's inside of you. Or if I told you to stop talking, if I told you to stop walking, if I told you to stop doing something you do for a very long time and it's ingrained in you, it's hard, man. It's like it's stitched in your DNA. And all I'm saying is we have to unweave this thing out of our life and out of ourselves. It's not going to be easy, okay? I'm not making excuses, I'm just stating facts, alright? Some people, like I said, can just say, I'm not doing this, and go cold turkey, and just, that's it, their life has changed. If you're someone like me, and you've been doing this for a very long time, you will have some gain, some fall, some gain, some fall, alright? But this thing, this battle will never beat you unless you just give in and say, I can't do it. But you have to tell yourself you can do it, you can change, okay? This is for the better. Having these two things out of your life and taking rid of this habit is better. It's going to be more benefit for you and your life. But we never really thought of this, man, because it was just all fun and games when we were kids, when we were teenagers. But now, especially when you're like me, you get into adulthood, this thing will kill you in your life. Anyway, that was a pretty long intro. I know I go all over the place, but that's just how I speak. Bear with me. Anyway, to the topic of today, okay? Yesterday, I relapsed and I slipped up. Even when I made a commitment, and in that video I thought that was it. In my mind I'm like, that's it, I'm never going back to this cycle. I slipped again, okay? Your mind, and science has proven this, if you put yourself in a situation where your mind is used to doing a certain habit, 8 to 9 times out of 10 you're going to be doing that habit. So for example, you're home alone and you're with your laptop and you're just saying to yourself, I'm not going to watch porn, I'm not going to watch anything filthy, right? So you tell yourself that, you make the commitment. Half an hour later you're sitting in the toilet thinking, what the hell have I done? I just mucked up. That is because you put yourself in the situation. You put yourself in the circumstance. I was thinking about this in the shower. You threw yourself in the tornado, and the tornado, it sucks you up. This cycle that you built, it sucks you up. So from anywhere between the first day to 30 days to 60 to 90 days, you're still very raw. You're still very vulnerable to being sucked up by this cycle you created. This cyclone you created, and I thought I was just going to be done. I went to bed and I had my phone with me, and I was just told myself I'm just going to chill. Bam, one thing led to the other. I even felt it in myself. I was like, dude, don't go, you don't do this. You're setting yourself up for failure. I didn't give a shit. I thought I was done, and I thought I was strong enough to beat the cycle. Man, I got sucked up. Remember, a tornado, the closer you get to it, the more it will suck you in. You don't need to be right next to it. That's how this thing works. So you have to understand it's not your fault, but it's your responsibility not to go and put yourself into a situation like this, and don't do what I did. I'm just helping you guys so you guys can further in your journey when I'm expressing my journey. Don't put yourself in the position, in the situation that you're going to fail. If a person is addicted to alcohol for 8, 9, 10 years of his life, and he goes and he sits in a room with his friends and they're all drinking, and he's only 1 to 2 days sober, do you really think this guy's not going to pick up a drink? Just think about that shit, alright? Don't throw yourself in a situation, don't throw yourself up for failure, and that's basically what I was doing. If you're 2, 3, 4 years clean of this shit and you're completely, healed, and you're completely, in strength, and your willpower is improved, the frontal cortex and the cognitive and the willpower part of your brain is up and it's going again, and you've got that in you now to be like, no, I'm not going to do this, it's not even part of anything anymore. That's a different story. But if you're just 1 or 2 days away from this stuff, if you're still very raw and vulnerable and you think you're going to have the willpower, you're not. Your willpower has gone down, and your impulse and your giving into impulse has gone up when you're on this thing. Science proves this. If you go and watch any sort of scientific video, they will tell you that when you're on this thing, it affects your willpower, it affects your ability to abstain. So don't think that you're going to be strong enough. And I thought I was strong enough, I thought I was done, put myself in that situation, and it shot me dead, man. So your responsibility is to not put yourself into those kind of situations, man. That's the first thing I want to say today. Don't put yourself into situations that are going to make you fail. I don't care how strong you are or how committed you think you are. Your mind has been neurologically programmed to mess up in certain situations. It gets that instinct. Okay, this goes to this, goes to this. It's a chemical cycle. It's a chemical and an emotional and a mental thing that goes one thing after the other. That is the first thing. Okay, that is a very powerful thing, because every time I mess up and F up on this journey, I learn. You gotta learn from yourself. I know I'm going through a lot in my life in terms of my personal mind and my personal well-being. Okay, I'm going through a few struggles with some anxiety, with some depression, with some, some negative thinking and some whatever self-thoughts, whatever bullshit I'm going through. But I know that if I chuck myself in the situation, especially I was feeling a bit lonely, I was feeling a bit anxious, I was feeling a bit sad. On top of that, I decided to seek comfort in my phone. If you seek comfort in your phone as a man recovering from this shit, you're gonna fall into this shit. If you're feeling like shit and you decide to go sit in a room with cigarettes all around you and you're trying to get over cigarettes, dude, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna pick up a cigarette and smoke that shit. It just makes sense. That's the first thing, okay? The second thing is overconsumption of people's thinking, people's help, people's advice. Goddamn, bro, okay? My whole freaking life, ever since I knew that something was wrong and I needed help, since that day, I've been listening to self-help people, self-help video, self-help books, self-help websites, self-help information, advice, people's thoughts, what they think I should do, what they think. That's the only freaking thing, dude. And I hope that you are watching all 8 minutes of this, man. I really hope you are, okay? So there's some powerful shit I want you guys to listen. I hope you guys are listening, because it means a lot to me. Since I was 15, 16, when I really got into this shit, I've been like a really bad, all the way into this shit. And then I never thought about it now. I was thinking, why can I never think for myself? Why am I never thinking? My brain has been switched off because everybody else is doing the thinking for me. Everybody else is doing the work for me that I should have been doing myself. You never identify it. What do I think about this? Alright, let's see, where's my authority in all of this? Where do I stand in all of this? I never had any of that. It was always what somebody else was thinking, what somebody else is exploring, what somebody else researched, what somebody else went through. It's always somebody else. If we were living in the 1930s or the 1920s, before technology and the internet was a thing at all, right? If you were a man in the situation you are now, you wouldn't go look up on YouTube, look up on a website, you wouldn't go get a self-help book. If you were struggling with your life, you would look to yourself, identify it, and change. You wouldn't go and seeking all this help. All this help is it's just massaging yourself. Look what you're doing for yourself, you're getting better, but really you're not. If you really wanted to help yourself back then, you either helped yourself or you suffered. There were the two choices. You either did it or you didn't. Today, if you want to help yourself, you watch this video, you watch that, you get this information, you get that information, you get all this information, you throw your mind full of shit. Your mind ends up forgetting all of that. It puts so much pressure on yourself. Science proves that when you internalize information, your anxiety levels go up. So you're so anxious now because you've learnt so much that your brain just throws all that shit aside and you go do the thing that was helping you deal with stress in the first place. So for me, dude, my strategy upon these two things, okay? The first thing is not setting yourself up set up for failure and identifying the moments. You have to. What am I doing physically? For me, it was seeking comfort in my phone, bringing the bedroom with me. That is a definite no. I'm setting myself up for failure. The second thing is keeping a journal of yourself. The journal of Lisa, the journal of Aaron, the journal of Harry, whatever your name is, the journal of Stephen. For me, it's keeping a journal of my thoughts and my emotions, myself, my actions. That journal is mine. I don't no longer need another guy's thoughts. I don't no longer need another guy telling me what to do. And if I really, really, really need help with something, if I feel like I really need help with something, I write it down in my journal and I go find it for that specific thing. I don't go watch 100 self-help videos, 100 self-motivation videos, and I've missed the thing I actually need help with. Because I'm telling you, man, people are benefiting off you being lost and confused. People are benefiting because they know this person will listen to everything I've got to say, but he hasn't even identified what he needs help with. So this is the two things I wanted to share, man. This was quite a long video. I hope you guys understood what and I'm not giving you and telling you what to do, but this is just me expressing myself. If you have listened to this far, I really appreciate that. So the first thing, last recap, the first thing, not setting yourself up for failure, even if you think you're so committed, even, you're still vulnerable, man. You're still sort of in that position where you're gonna fall back. You're on edge, man. So don't put yourself in situations. That's how much you're in control of. And you have to decide to yourself, do I really want to do this? If it's a no, then I'm not putting myself in a situation. And if it's I don't care, then you're gonna put yourself in a situation. So you gotta really ask yourself, do I really care? Do I really want to change? Or do I keep going back to this thing because I think I need it? When you think you need it, you're at the desperation, the slavery of this thing. It's the worst place you can be in when you think you need it. Just to get by in your night, just to feel better, just to feel a little bit better. I'm telling you, dude, you don't. I'm telling you, you don't. You are stronger, and there's a more beautiful and wonderful and an amazing happiness out there for you other than this shit. The second thing, dude, is understand what your thoughts are, understand who you are, and delete all of this outside information and all of this outside bullshit. It's all full of shit, and I think it all needs to be deleted. Keep a thought journal, write shit down, and identify yourself as an individual from all this shit. If you need help with something, if you really need help with something, you're stuck with something, write that shit down, go find an answer to it, instead of going out to the world of YouTube, the world of self-help, and finding all this information that you didn't even need. So that's my rant, dude. That's my video. Hope you guys took something away, and take care.